Good morning, our dear students. How are you doing? Hope you are all fine. Miss you all. Now we want to continue our topic speaking about neutralization of acids and alkalis. Of course, you are all asking yourselves, what did we gain by speaking about acids and alkalis and their neutralization? I haven't understood anything. So now, in order to make use of the information that we have already known, we want to speak how is this used in our daily life. What is the use of acids and alkalis and neutralization in our daily life? The first thing, when we speak about applications of neutralization reaction, we speak about insect stings. Of course, all of you have heard about being stung by a bee. So, what do we know about a bee sting? The first thing is that the bee sting is acidic. Yes, it is acidic sting, means that it produces an acid. So to neutralize this sting, of course, I have to use an alkali. We all know that when we put an acid and alkali, it will form salt plus water, so it will be neutral. Okay. So what is the weak acid that we can use, and it is available all the time in our houses, or even if we are in a picnic or something, we can take it easily with us in case anything happens. Of course, it is baking soda, bicarbonate of soda, or sometimes we can neutralize it using soap, as you know that soap is an alkaline substance. There is another kind of sting, which is a wasp sting. A wasp sting is alkaline. Since it is alkaline, means that I neutralize it using an acid. Very good. Okay. So what is the weak acid that we can find easily at our houses? Of course, it is vinegar. And you know the scientific name of vinegar is ethanoic acid. The second thing, speaking about applications of neutralization, is indigestion. When you have problems with your stomach and you can't know what has happened, as all of you know that the stomach contains hydrochloric acid. Sometimes due to some reasons, the percentage of hydrochloric acid increases in the stomach. So to neutralize this, of course, I have to use a weak alkali. And when I say a weak alkali, I mean it is weak because I don't want it to cause corrosion or irritation of the skin. What is the alkaline that I can use? Of course, I can use baking soda again here, or there are some indigestion tablets that we can buy from any nearby pharmacies. All of them will cause neutralization to this hyperacidity or increase in the percentage of hydrochloric acid. Let's go to our next slide. When we speak about neutralization reaction, there is another thing that is an application of neutralization, which is fire extinguisher. Of course, we all know the fire extinguisher, and we have seen it in many places before. It is found even in our school, of course, for safety reasons. So how does this fire extinguisher work? To know how does it work, we first must know what does it contain. What does a fire extinguisher contain? It contains sodium bicarbonate and sulfuric acid. Any fire extinguisher should contain sodium bicarbonate and sulfuric acid. Of course, the sodium bicarbonate is the alkali and sulfuric acid is the acid. When I press on the fire extinguisher, a chemical reaction occurs between the acid and alkali to form salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. Salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide produced will cause the fire to end or to be put out. This is another example for neutralization reaction. Let's take the next example, speaking about baking a cake. And this is a picture of a cake. Of course, we can put any picture of any cake. When I say baking a cake, what will I use here? I will use baking soda or baking powder. So what does the baking powder contain? It contains solid acid and sodium bicarbonate. But any baking powder contains solid acid plus sodium bicarbonate. When I put the bicarbonate with the flour and the water, it will start to dissolve in the water, and neutralization reaction occurs, producing carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide produced will cause the cake to rise up. So now we have spoken about three neutralization reactions that are important in our daily life. We have spoken about insect stings. We have spoken about hyperacidity. We have spoken about fire extinguisher and baking a cake. There are many other applications in our daily life. Example, when we speak about the soil, of course, we all know that we use the soil in order to plant different crops in. Sometimes, due to the rain, as we know that sometimes the rain will be acidic, which is called acid rain. When acid rain falls, so the soil will start to be a little acidic. So in order to neutralize it, I have to use an alkali. Some alkalis that can be used, I can use something called slake lime. It is an alkali. Sometimes we use chalk or quick lime. All these are examples of alkalis that we can use in order to neutralize the pH of the soil. Many plants grow at a neutral pH of the soil. Sometimes we speak about waste from factories. Of course, you know that sometimes there are wastes that come from factories and sometimes they are acidic. When these acidic waste reach the river, for example, it will, of course, destroy and kill any life of any fish or other organisms that live there. So I have to take a quick action. This quick action is neutralizing this water by using something called slake lime. There are a lot of other applications, but these are the main applications that you need to know for now. So now I want you to revise quickly your acid and alkali neutralization reactions and the application of the neutralization reaction in our daily life. Thank you all for listening and stay safe, everyone.